Hi, this is Elizabeth from Elizabeth's Healing Path. This video is for my clients and my students where I teach massage. We're going to talk a little bit about scar tissue. So this is something that can create our clients a lot of pain, a lot of issues, especially in our clients who've had cesarean, and that is a lot. So scar tissue will create fascia restrictions underneath the skin that will usually eventually lead back to pain. It can. I can't tell you how many times the client has come to me for scar tissue release and that it created pain around the area. Even tattoos, I have found sometimes, because it's a needle jamming in and out, will create scar tissue. Even think about the fact that they scab over. So here's a scar from what we like to say was a shark attack. A grizzly bear. Interestingly enough, I find that skin tags, or not skin tags, but like mold removals create a lot more scar tissue nowadays than even like surgeries. Oh my god, I can't say that word. So there's certain surgeries that use a very small incision and are not creating as much scar tissue as, for some reason, mold removals, I usually find a lot of issues. So the traditional way, I'm going to teach you what I know best. So the traditional way that we're taught is that just to do a lot of friction in the area. It can be circular, cross fiber with it. The one thing you want to remember is when you're treating the scar tissue, you want to treat I'm tickling him, I know, the surrounding area as well. So cross fiber friction here and here and here and here as well. So not just on the scar. Now the myofascial release method is to just compress into the tissue and hold it for 5 to 10 minutes. So that's also a way that you can do. Now I specialize in cupping. I use cups to treat scar tissue. So I've got my cup and I'm not going to do my hand pump. I've got hand pumps. I've got, let's see what else. If you're a client, you can also get one of these guys. Sometimes they're hard to squeeze though. The hand pumps are nice though. And I've got another cool one hidden away somewhere. Here it is. And then you can also get lots of silicone ones. So this is a silicone one. You squeeze it, put it on, and just move it around. I liked this one because it came in this fun shape. They also have round ones that look like mushrooms. So there's lots of different options when it comes to silicone. It's very nice and gentle. I got this one because it's really good around pointy joints where this glass cup can bump into it and create a little bit of discomfort. I'm going to turn on my machine. This is from Ace Medicupping because that's who I've been trained under. So we're just going to go across. Now you can start on the scar, or I know some therapists like to start by going around it before they treat the scar. Now I had a client and he had a scar down his spine from a back surgery, and I was treating the scar and I was treating 2 to 3 inches on both sides, and he found over time, which I love learning from my students, that it was such an intense scar. It wasn't just 4 inches. He found to get relief, you needed to cup the entire sides, even work on the abdomen. Keep in mind, it's the body, it doesn't just go up and down, it goes down this way as well. It goes across and zigzags, so you never know which way the restrictions are going to go. So the thing I like about cups is I can actually feel if I'm experiencing some tightness. I've actually worked on this scar before. Now, also when you're cupping, this is a really tender area, and we want to listen to our clients if they're saying it's too much. So I'm noticing maybe a little bit more restrictions here, but everywhere else I'm not noticing some. So I might treat just this area and then moving on to the scar tissue. So a couple ways you can do that. Have the cup on. This is a nice gentle way, kind of doing circles. You can lift, you can twist the cup. If it's too much, or you just itchy?
No, that's fine.
Okay. And then you can go across the scar, back and forth. And one thing I'm going to warn you is if it's a really deep scar, it'll actually raise the scar first. Now, like I said, we've worked on this one before. I don't think we're going to re-raise it. But I had a client and he had a scar in his arm, caused a lot of shoulder pain. We got the scar to lift and to be raised he no longer had any shoulder pain, but he didn't want me to work on it anymore just in case it kept getting worse. But hey, we got rid of his pain. Hadn't had the pain since the last time I talked to him. So he had a scar here, and think about all that scar tissue was pushing into sensitive structures. So this works by breaking up the scar tissue and also any fascia restrictions that might have formed. It's very usual to see if it starts to get purple. You can also do this on stretch marks. Don't do it on the stretch marks if they are purple. And you want to make sure the scar is completely healed, usually months and months healed, before you can actually work on it. Now, within 6 weeks of the scar, you can work in the areas around it, but to actually work on the scar, I find it's usually about 3 months. So we're just working on the scar. I had a client who was shocked on the difference we made with her cesarean. She's like, her kids have kids now, and she's like, I didn't think it was still possible. So there we go. And that's probably enough for him today. It's not going to be a one session thing. Let me just work a little bit more here. Oh, oil. I had him already oiled up. You want to make sure that there's oil on the skin. Now, that's how I treat it as a massage therapist. This is a great technique if you have a scar and you want to work on your own scar. Especially, this area is tricky. You probably wouldn't be able to do the back, but if you want to work on your own scars, I know a lot of people have great success doing that. You want to make sure you don't have any contraindications. Like I said, I was trained through ACE cupping, and you can find out more information on there if you buy your cups through them or not, on what contraindications you may have. They're usually the same as regular massage contraindications, which is why it's always good to make sure. But for example, if you came to me and I did cupping on you, I'd be very comfortable because I already looked through the contraindications and know that you are good to go with scar tissue. But if you're not one of my clients and you just happen to find me, then definitely do some research to make sure you don't have any contraindications for massage cupping. How does that feel?
Good.
Does it feel like I'm torturing you?
Oh.
Oh, good. I don't want to torture. Okay, thanks for watching. This was a little bonus one. So I hope you enjoyed the rest of the videos as well.